And the Mississaugas of the New Credit First Nation. And today we live alongside many people of Turtle Island. As we gather today in this beautiful land of abundance and natural gifts, we strive to enter into right relations with Indigenous, Métis and Inuit peoples of Canada. We honor and learn from our Indigenous brothers, our brothers and sisters, on how to connect to this land physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. We hope that by doing so, that we may come into a more loving relationship with all Indigenous communities who have suffered, and we wish to form compassionate relationships with them. In gratitude, we share the privilege of living on these sacred lands, which they have cared for so many years, and we wish to honor those who have come before us and who will share these lands with us. Today, we are gathered at the sculpture called Campfire, which is right behind me. And this work, we have two of the artists who were involved. I would like now to introduce you to Herman Meiji, who is one of the artists.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me all right? Thank you. It is an honor and a privilege being here and being a part of such a project that brings so much significance to this land. And not only from the heritage that accompanies us, but also what we have to look forward to together as a nation and as people of this community. So those were pretty much the values that captivated me to collaborate with Michael, who is a First Nations person, an artist, very renowned. I'm an immigrant, so I bring in something from outside, fresh, new, and but I think it is important to have that dialogue and open forum where all of us can have something to say, collaborate and create pieces like this. This is truly an important, I think, moment for both of us, Michael and myself, because I've worked along in some of the projects. Michael's been here, working in his, endeavors. So I think that we both have learned a lot from this, and I think in the context of reconciliation and this important moment today that's being celebrated, is that we've matured and we have become cognizant of other things beyond just our own values, and we've opened up with others. So. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome that you would take time out of this beautiful day to come to reflect on history. Unease. My Anishinaabe name is Minikushigo. It means good sky spirit woman. I am from the Eagle clan, and our clan system was part of our governance structure, as many First Nations still operate under that structure today. I am not a wise elder of our nation. I am an elder that has been through the hard school of knocks, and I've learned a few gems. So if anybody approaches me and has a problem, you are talking to old Nurse Ratchet.
Oh my God.
So my wisdom is only independent of you. So I don't pass myself off as a wise woman. The Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation are descendants of the River Credit Mississaugas and Ojibwe Nation. Our ancestors occupied, controlled, and exercised stewardship over approximately 3.9 million acres of land, waters, and resources in southern Ontario. Today, you are located on Treaty 13, signed by my ancestors and the British Crown in 1805. The chief sends her regrets. She's very, very sorry she cannot be here. So I'm pinch hitting for her. It wasn't supposed to be said, but she had something very important come up. That's it. So, because she has sent me, I hope I will do good by our people and all of you. I'm honored to join you today, and I'm grateful that you've extended this invitation to our nation. It's important to my council and my nation that we understand our relationship with Canada and specifically our respective treaty areas. Treaty education is the foundation of who we are as First Nations, and more importantly, what that means for each of us. One of our elders often reminds me that the treaty's for you and for us. Before Canada was, we were. Before Canada was, we were. We signed our treaties with Britain before Canada was a country. After treaties are signed, the stated intention is the fulfillment of agreed upon terms, which was supposed to establish rights and responsibilities between First Nations, Inuit, Métis, and Crown parties. Some parts of the agreement were not fulfilled and led to the forced implementation of cultural assimilation and the devastating practice of the residential school. So I hope that you come to understand the relationship that we as First Nations have with Canada and with each of you. And more importantly, come to understand where we are at today. On September 30th, the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, also known as Orange Shirt Day. And for all of you here with your orange shirt, which? For all of you that forgot your orange shirt, which? Orange Shirt Day is observed across Canada, a symbol of remembrance for Indigenous children lost to the residential school system and to honor the survivors and their families. Every Child Matters is central to the day, emphasizing the need for truth, healing, and action towards reconciliation with Indigenous communities across this country. The day coincides with Orange Shirt Day, a grassroots movement that began in 2013, inspired by Phyllis Webstad's personal experience. Why do we wear orange? The orange shirt is a powerful symbol of the loss of culture, freedom, and self-esteem experienced by Indigenous children in the residential schools. And demonstrate support for reconciliation and a commitment to a better future. Every child matters. The phrase is a reminder that every child, including those lost to the residential school system, should be valued and their well-being is important. It is a call for truth, a call for healing, and a commitment for justice for Indigenous people. How can we, as a collective, participate? Wear an orange shirt. This is a primary way to show your support and awareness for September 30th. Educate yourself. Educate yourself about the history and the impacts of what happened to our people across this country in the residential school system. Support initiatives and organizations working towards reconciliation. And today, I'm grateful that the steps that have been taken towards reconciliation. Colonialism, systemic racism within the healthcare system, social and economic factors like poverty, food insecurity contribute to all the disparities that we as First Nations across this country have experienced and still experience to this day. The root causes, the criminal justice system, over-policing. Indigenous people are disproportionately targeted and over-policed by law enforcement. Incarceration rates. Indigenous people are severely over-represented in the Canadian correctional system, a trend that is linked to systemic bias and racism within the justice system. Lack of self-determination, the inability for Indigenous communities to pursue self-determination and control their own affairs has been exacerbated with these existing inequalities. I'm an eternal optimist and believe that one day we will become everything that our Creator, no matter what you call the higher being, we call it our Creator, that our Creator intended for each and every one of us to become. Indigenous people will take back their place in this country, and relationships will be restored to a more harmonious existence with all races, with everyone. Within our treaties, we agreed to share, to be good and peaceful neighbors to each other. Of course, that never happened from the colonial side. Our hearts still remain right as we move forward. We stayed on course and remained on course for what we agreed to in the treaties. I appreciate all of your openness to work with us as the treaty holder of this area, including the nation, to participate in this memorial reflection today. It is a pause for reflection. Educating the public across all 8 treaty areas here in the South is highly important for our chief. Today, I extend my gratitude that you joined us to understand the history with Canada and took the action steps of reaching out to the Mississauga of the Credit First Nation. My mother was a residential student. She spent 6 years at the Mohawk Institute, aka the mush hole, because all they were fed was mush. So my mother spent 6 years there, and then she got out and she became a nurse's aide at the Federal Indian Hospital called the Lady Willingdon Hospital on the Six Nations of the Grand River. My mother got grade 10 and she went to work at the Lady Willingdon as a nurse's aide. My father was her patient. My father was in a drunken brawl, got beat up, had a broken jaw, and he claims my mother kissed him. And all my siblings and I all get together and we say to ourselves, our parents should have seen red flags right from the beginning. But as a result of that, at those beginnings, I will let your imagination run wild. As you can imagine, 16 children raised in a military, brutal, hostile upbringing. Just let your mind wander. Imagine what that's like. Just think about that for a minute. Anyway, I wanted to say that. But also, I had more things to say, and I can't stand anybody who's long-winded. So I want to acknowledge this wonderful artist. When I saw that, I think of the sacred fire where we all sit and reflect on our own inner life and what the Creator has done for us and will do for us. Our people could not have sustained what we have without our faith. And I want all of us to take a minute I want to thank Justice Murray Sinclair, Chief Wilton Littlechild, Dr. Marie Wilson, for their major work and efforts that they have done for our people across this country and for all of our non-Indigenous brothers and sisters. It's awesome. So I'd like to take a moment of silence to remember all those that never made it home, and to remember all those that are in the spirit world, and to remember Justice Sinclair, a brave warrior. So we'll just take a moment and reflect on what is our personal reconciliation. What does this mean? For me, in simple words, it means turn around. Turn around. So we'll take a moment now. Thank you very much, and thank you for listening to me pinch hitting.